Who's first in the house? Jim Shady. What's up, brother? Who else is here? Willow. Doc Angel. Good to see you guys here. Let me know if I'm 5x5, please. Coffee first and speak. Caitlin L, what's up? Am I 5x5, folks? In other words, can you hear me? Can you see me? Thank you, Willow. Let's get nervous for a second. Like I just said, Jim Shady, first in the house. Thank you. Good to see everybody here tonight. So this is what I'm reading, guys. If y'all can see that in the camera here. All right, it's the official U.S. Army Survival Handbook. I picked this up a little while back up in Kittery, Maine, at the Kittery Trading Post. So anybody that's familiar with the New England area has probably heard of Kittery Trading Post. If not, check it out. They've got an online store, and they got pretty much everything you can think of, from pew-pews to hunting gear, clothing, survival books, knives if you're into that kind of thing. And it's a pretty rad place. All right. I was just reading the preface of this book, and I wanted to share the preface or the preface with you folks. All right, because for me, it hits home, and I don't just try to go and pick up any old thing off the shelf just because I think it looks cool or the cover art on it looks pretty cool. I like to go with something that isn't going to get me killed 5 minutes into an SHTF. So here's what the preface says, or the preface, or whatever you prefer. So it says, as a soldier, you can be sent to any area of the world. It may be in a temperate, tropical, Arctic, or subarctic region. You expect to have all your personal equipment and your unit members with you wherever you go. However, there is no guarantee it will be so. You could find yourself alone in a remote area, possibly enemy territory, with little or no personal gear. This manual provides information and describes basic techniques that will enable you to survive and return alive should you find yourself in such a situation. If you are a trainer, use this information as a base on which to build survival training. You know the areas to which your unit is likely to deploy, the means by which it will travel, and the territory through particular areas, and find out all you can about those areas. Read other books on survival. Develop a survival training program that will enable your unit members to meet any survival situation they may face. It can make a difference between life and death. And then it goes on to say, the proponent of this publication is the United States Army, John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School. submit comments and recommended changes to Commander so-and-so, attention Fort Bragg, North Carolina. All right. I just wanted to share that little piece with you guys because it tells you a lot, right? I mean, if you've got that mindset where you're into prepping and survival and hooking up with those people, if you're the type of person that has a MAG, right, or a mutual assistance group, you have to have a plan, you know. We're all located, for the most part, I would think most of us here are all in the United States that are watching. And, you know, we're all in different parts of the country. I'm up in New England. You got some people that are down in Florida, some people out west, right? So there you go. It talks about being in enemy territory. It talks about what to do with no personal gear. And like I said, it provides information and describes basic techniques that will enable you to survive, right? And return alive. All right. And this is what we talk about all the time, folks. You know? So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this book. Cover to cover, you know, and it breaks down everything in here. Let's go to the table of contents here. Psychology of survival. Talks about stressful situations, natural reactions, preparing yourself. Then there's survival planning and survival kits. You know, you always have to have a plan, right? Talks about survival medicines, personal hygiene, how to handle medical emergencies, bites and stings, how to handle wounds, herbal medicines. So, yeah, it's always good to have a pretty decent guide or survival handbook to refer to. And again, you know, make sure it's from a reputable source. You know, don't just go and, you know, down to the local dollar store or whatever and pick up something that says, you know, survival handbook on it. No, this is something that you would refer to that is going to save yourself and loved ones, right? But anyway, that's my 2 cents. So what's everybody up to? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody's weekend? Let's check out the comments here. David Lee, hello. Chopian Vet. Sean, I don't know, am I saying it right? Shondu or Ciendo? Shondo. Hello. Sorry if I'm, pardon me if I'm butchering their name. I never heard it said out loud before, so there you go. Yeah, we had to take the broadcast inside tonight, folks. We're inside the outpost. It is just too wet and nasty outside. It's we've had heavy rain up here in the Northeast. If some of you folks been watching on the news, there's been a lot of areas that have been getting hit with flash floods. I saw something on Twitter today. I saw a video on somewhere out in New York where people were just getting washed away in their vehicles. So we are getting hit with some serious weather up here. Right now, the rain has stopped, and the weather for the rest of the week in my area looks like it's going to be pretty decent for the next couple of days, and then we're going to be getting hit with more rain again. So I brought it inside tonight, inside the outpost. So there you go. All right. a lot of stuff going on this week. Let's jump into it. You know, we'll look at what's going on across the pond with the riots out in France. It looks like that spread a little bit, right, guys? It looks like there's been some more civil unrest in some other countries, in particular Germany, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Switzerland or the Netherlands, one of those. Another excellent read is The Art of War. Yeah, I have not read that book, and shame on me. But yeah, that's a classic. That is definitely on my to-do list. I will definitely be checking that out. All right. So yeah, pretty much shit's popping off in France, and it all resulted in, it started off with the shooting death of a 17-year-old kid, boy, young man, whatever, by the police for evading a traffic stop, something like that. And he happened to be a Muslim. So as a result, France being composed largely of Muslim, they have a large Muslim population there. They hit the streets, they started burning, looting, and just destroying shit all over the country. All right. And then over, I think it was in Germany, their migrant population decided to target Germans. I'm pretty sure it was Germany. I know it was another European country over there. Just random, and I'll just, for the sake of argument, say Germans here. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys know in the comments, let me know. I just read the story earlier today, and they've just been going after random German people and just targeting them, ganging up on them, beating them to the ground, and causing all kinds of shit over there. So there you go. I mean, what do you think is the main reason behind all of this civil unrest popping up? And we're no strangers to it over here. We've had events happen here in the past couple of years that we've dealt with ourselves, and we've seen it firsthand, right? So what would be the cause of that? Do you actually think these people are going out there and in the name of justice, and we'll go back to this individual in France? You really think they're burning, looting, murdering people, and pretty much destroying shit because of this 17-year-old kid that got shot down by the cops? I mean, do you really think that's the core reason behind it, folks? I mean, let's take our heads out of our asses here and look at it for what it is. All right, this is in my opinion a culture problem. This has nothing to do whatsoever with a 17-year-old losing his life, sadly and unfortunately. This is an excuse for these people to come out and destroy shit because they're pissed off, because perhaps they're not so well off compared to the rest of the people in that country, like the native French civilians or folks, right? And because we're looking at these areas in France that are getting hit, and it's mainly lower class areas. All right. So in my opinion, folks, this is a culture problem. All right. This isn't really about skin color or all that crap. All right. This is about people coming in through very porous and open borders. Okay. From whatever shithole country they left behind. And they're not assimilating to the culture of the country that they are now calling home. Okay. They are bringing all of their quote unquote baggage with them. All right. And they are behaving accordingly. And that's just my opinion. It could be the unpopular opinion, but that's how I feel, and I'm sticking with it. What's Coffee First and Speak say? I had a co-worker in Paris when it started and just left 5 days ago. She said it was mostly kids who had no idea why they were doing it. Exactly it, Coffee First and Speak. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. They just want an excuse to go out there and create fucking mayhem. All right. And this has nothing, in my opinion, has nothing to do with this poor kid that lost his life. All right. Right, wrong, or indifferent. All right. It has nothing to do with it. All right. And we see that here at home. All right. We have seen it very recently in the past few years. And you all know what I'm alluding to. Okay. Back in 2020. Right. And the reason why I'm talking about this, folks, is because this could very easily happen here. All right. All of the ingredients are there for an event to happen. And it would make what happened a few years ago look like a walk in the park, right? For lack of better terms. I think in the past 3 years, this country has just gotten worse. We see it every day in the news with the propaganda that they put out. We are more divided every day. And going back to the few short years ago, we're more divided today than we were back in 2020. Miss Donald Trump. Yeah, I do. Here's the deal. All right. Not one man can fix this. That's just my opinion. Do I think he could provide a buffer? Yeah, I do. And I think that's why the establishment hates his guts, right? Because he's anti-establishment. He's anti everything that we're seeing. All right. But do I think he can fix it all by himself? No, I don't. I don't. He had his chance to do it, and it didn't get done. All right. Now, am I going to vote for the man? If he's a nominee, you bet your ass I am. Yeah, I am. So there's that. But I think we're way past for me, I'm past believing that one man can fix this problem. All right, we are too far gone. We are one major event away from a total societal collapse where people are gonna just pop off and go fucking banana sandwich. All right. Let's get to the point. Yeah, Jim Shady. I don't leave home without it. All right. Matter of fact, I just picked one up, a nice piece of hardware last week, and I do not leave home without it whatsoever. Okay, I mean, and I have my other items that I take with me too, you know. So I mean, this is just my everyday carry on this side of things, you know. But as far as the hardware goes, yeah, I don't leave home without it. And for anybody that's wondering what this is what the Navy SEALs use, folks. This is a SEAL Pup Elite SOG knife. All right, it's a good overall bushcrafting and survival knife, and it's good for defense. I like to carry it with my hardware, so I'll carry it on my left side, you know, and probably gonna get a strike, right? But whatever. But yeah, I do not leave home without these items. And the establishment, going back to the one event away here, the establishment is okay with that, apparently, right? Because look at our southern borders, you know. We've talked about this before. They're coming in by the thousands every day. They're leaving whatever shithole they left behind, and they're bringing all that quote unquote baggage with them, right? They have no intention whatsoever to assimilate to our culture. culture and our standards and accept our values for the most part. All right. They do not want to work. They just want to live off of the government tip. Okay. My opinion might sound like the unpopular opinion. I don't give a rust your ass. I call it how I see it. All right. There's a lot of fucking this out here. The gimme crowd with their hands out. That's what it is. Okay. Is every single one of them like that? No, absolutely not. There are people here that are coming here that want a better life, that want that American dream, that want to work, go to work and support their families. All right. There are people that want to do those things. All right. But the vast majority, do you think, want to come in here and do that? Do you think they want to assimilate to our culture and our society? Hell to the fucking no. All right. I mean, look at all these Chinese nationals that are coming across our border by the thousands, all military-aged males. All right, where's the families at? Where's the women at? Where's the children at? All right, you think they're here looking for the American dream? Fuck no. All right, when's over? All right, we're taking the kids' gloves off now. Not that I had the fucking kids' gloves on to begin with. All right, cutesy time's over. All right, there are people coming through our borders, all right, that want to cause fucking havoc and destruction to our country. And well, our government, okay, are letting them in freely. All right. And going back to that one event away from what we're seeing in France right now, what we're seeing in Germany. And again, if somebody said it in the comments, I think it's Switzerland. All right. There's a few countries right now that are popping off. All right. And it's all because they have their open border policies. Okay. And now they're fucking paying for it. All right. And this is where we're headed, folks. All right. We are going to be there very soon. We are already there. Again, one event away. All right. So how do we address that issue? Donald J. Trump, is he going to build a wall if he gets reelected? Is the establishment going to let him? Is he going to get reelected from jail? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they're trying so hard to destroy this man. It's going to take more than a vote to fix this issue, folks. Okay. Do I have the answers? No, I don't. All right. But in my opinion, I think that for this country to get back to its roots, all right, to regain its identity, because we have no more identity, this country needs to hit fucking rock bottom. Okay. It pretty much needs to be a societal collapse or some kind of a fall. And I hate to say that, because once that happens, folks, a lot of people are going to suffer. All right. And who am I talking about? I'm not talking about anybody on here, because we all are prepared and we're ready for what's to come. All right. We are prepared for that. We prepare every day. We try to get the message out to stack your food to the rafters, stack your ammo, stack your food, get your water, have your plan in place, right? Right. Have that survival plan in place. That have that idea of, have that mindset that what's to come. All right. But the vast majority of the folks out there do not have that mindset. All right. And those are the people, okay, that we're going to have to deal with. All right. And it's not only the people that are going to be causing the destruction and the mayhem. It's going to be your next door neighbor, perhaps, right? That isn't prepared. That father that lives next door that has his wife and 3 kids in the house, and they're down to the last can of peaches. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you think his mindset's going to be as he's sitting there watching his kids starve to death? Right? I mean, do you think he's going to be starting to get desperate? Right? So you multiply that by whatever. All right? And that's what we're going to have to deal with once there is a societal collapse. One issue, folks, All right, there's all kinds of shit going on right now, right or wrong. I mean, we got this war across the pond right now with Russia and Ukraine. All right, we got China getting ready to invade Taiwan. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next year. Who knows? You know, we got top military brass that are saying that we're going to be in a war with China by the year 2025. All right, we got other folks saying, hey, shit might pop off by the time the 2024 elections come. All right, it's a powder keg, everybody. All right, and I hope you guys are awake and aware to that. It is a powder keg, and it's getting ready to blow. So you need to be prepared for that. All right, you need to be thinking about what your next step's going to be. Okay, are you going to hunker down and stay at home and defend your home, or are you going to go out? Are you going to bug out? All right, what are you going to be thinking about if martial law gets enacted? All right, and the military comes to your door looking for all your preps, wanting to come into your house. All right, getting ready to take everything you've got, all your ammo, all your food, all your water. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a plan B. Now, let's check out the comments. Jim Shady, a powder keg or a slow release of poison gas. I mean, listen, that's exactly what's happening right now. It is a slow burn, Jim. Right? I mean, this is something that can't happen overnight. We go back to the I always like to use the Rome example, right? I mean, Rome was the greatest empire in the history of the world. And look what happened to them. It didn't happen overnight. I'm sorry, folks. I was disturbed by. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on a minute. Hey, can you do me a favor, baby? Real life here, folks. Hold on a minute. Hey, babe. Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Yeah. Can you text Cindy and tell her to stop calling me while I'm trying to do this? Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, folks. All right. Let's check out the comments here. Yeah, like you were saying, Jim. Yeah, it's definitely a slow burn. We're seeing that now, right? We all know what history has taught us. Every civilization in the history of the world has collapsed. Okay, and it took Rome many years for that to happen. So, yeah, Doc Angel, I agree with that too. Doc Angel says, I think if he gets back in, he's going to go scorched earth on the establishment. I think he's done playing with these people. That's an excellent point, and I would tend to agree with that. For the simple reason is he has nothing to lose now. He would be in his second term technically, right? There you go. So. I mean, it's all about having the right people around you too, right? I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that Trump doesn't stand a chance of fixing things. I did already say that he will be a buffer. He will slow it down. But in my opinion, I think it's gonna take a total collapse here. So there's that. But yeah, what we're seeing in France, I can't stress it enough. It will end up happening here again, and it'll be tenfold because we are just that much worse. My worry is it too late to stop it? I mean, Jim Shady, is it too late to stop it? We don't have the right people in leadership right now that's doing anything about it. You know, you got the sniffer god in chief that's you know, too busy shitting his pants and tripping up flights of stairs and, you know, looking for dead people while he's doing press conferences. So I have no faith in him. All right. Corey Ferguson speaks, says, I don't think they will allow him to get back in. Whatever it takes to keep control, including stopping the election. Well, yeah, I mean, as long as we have electronic voting machines, we're going to have issues. Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Got to be careful what I say in FruitTube here, right? Because, you know how this platform is. They've been after series lifetime. Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to think about the reason why they've been doing this, because again, they know that he is a threat. He is anti-establishment. He goes against everything that they're trying to do to destroy us. All right, they see that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do a little bit of conspiracy theory time here, folks. All right, and I want you guys to tell me what you think. I'm not really a big social media guy. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. All right. However, I am on Twitter. And every time we're on social media, we see the left and the right arguing over politics, right? Let me ask you guys this, all right? And this is going to go back to Jim Shady's question. Is it too late to stop it? You guys know what bots are, right? When it comes to social media terms. So for those of you that might not know what a bot is, it's pretty much like a fake account or a troll, right? A troll would be like a real account where they would get paid to pretty much say things and put things out there on social media. So let me ask you guys this. What if, let's say you post a meme, okay, on Twitter in support of Donald Trump, Trump 2024, right? And then you've got 100 comments from all these different accounts basically trashing you for posting that meme, right? And basically telling you why they hate Trump so much and they're calling you a racist and vice versa. All right. And this works for the other side as well. If you post a Biden-Harris meme, whatever, and then you get the backlash. Do you think those people are real? Do you think that, in other words, folks, do you think that social media is controlled by the globalists and they're basically using the social media platforms to divide this country? Do you think that's a big influence? Yes or no? All right, because here's my theory on it. If you go out in public, right, if I go to the store and let's say I'm wearing a Trump 24 t-shirt or a Make America Great Again hat, right? Not that I've done that, but I've seen other folks out in public that are in support of their, favorite political figure. And I don't see them getting their asses kicked or getting belittled or berated over it. All right. It's just they're left well enough alone. I mean, but then again, that's just coming from where I live and where I'm at. And I'm in a very blue state, guys. All right. I'm in a very liberal state. And I see there's a lot of patriots up here. There's some patriots up here that you will see them sporting the Trump 24 shirt, and they'll fly their flags out there, their Trump flags. And I don't see their houses getting Molotov cocktailed. So do you think that when it comes to social media, when you do see those attacks, do you think it's from real accounts or not? I'm going to tend to think that it's not. I'm thinking that it's bots. All right. That's just my opinion on that. I'd like to know what everybody else thinks on that. I mean, it could be complete bullshit. Maybe nobody has the fucking balls to to step up to your face and say, hey, you know, you're a piece of shit racist for wearing that shirt. But I mean, I've never witnessed that firsthand. How about you guys in your areas? Have you seen any of that? Or do you think that this is just some big fucking like divisive plan that the globalists are using, the elites are using the social media platforms to erode, cause division in this country? Yeah, Will, you think you agree with me? Yeah. I wear my tinfoil hat proudly. I'm just curious what you guys think. Coffee Fresh and Speak. I think it's both. I have seen people argue over shirts, bumper stickers, etc. Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know if you guys seen it in the news, that Rhode Island senator that keyed the car. Has anybody seen that? I mean, that just happened. That was all over the news. That made national headlines. That happened right down in Cranston, not too far from where I'm at. I got flipped off once wearing my Trump 2020 shirt, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not out there, all right, because I personally know some folks that are just fucking brainwashed, like extreme far left, right? And I know folks that are extreme far right. But it's just like I can count on one hand how many people I know that are like that. And I really believe, I adamantly feel that social media is being used. And there's a lot of accounts on social media that are purposely installed on those platforms, okay? And they're not real people. And they're causing this division, all right? I think it's happening more than what we think. And I don't believe a lot of people are onto that. It's just a thought that crossed my mind. Make America right should be the new phrase. Yeah. Well, again, it goes back to what we were discussing at the top of the video here. Our country has lost its identity, you know, and it's because of the influx of what's coming in through our borders. You know, I mean, we have no borders, in my opinion, right? So we got these people coming in, and they're not assimilating to our culture, and this is where we lose our values and our identity. Okay, and the Democrats don't care, right? Because that's their future voters. You know, they get hooked up with their free phones, their handouts, their money, their medical insurance, and there you go. The next thing you know, they're voting blue. Florida's Trump country. We don't play. We hate Trump here. If they do, we take them. Sam O. Joe Rogan did a segment about this. Gotta find the article and send it to you. It's bots. Okay. They did an experiment and had bots infiltrate various Facebook groups and started heated arguments. Okay. All right. Yeah, send that to me, Samo. See, I knew I couldn't be the only person thinking that. I knew I couldn't have been the only one thinking that. I mean, anybody that has common sense has to really has to look into it, you know, because you see a ton of it on social media. It's ridiculous. Coffee First and Speak. Thank you for being here. I'm just checking the comments, guys. Would you say Dave Lee Florida's Trump company don't play? We Trump hit anyone that displays that attitude, we take them for a gator pond tour. Yeah, we are. And is it too late? Is it, like Jim Shady asked earlier, is it too late to fix this? No, I think shit's has to get a lot worse. You know, I think it has to really start hitting home. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the cities right now. All right, anybody see that story of what happened in New York over the weekend about the dude on the moped that was just going around firing off shots at random people? He ended up killing a guy. Anybody see that? All right, it's kind of like any of you guys hear of that game that they used to play back in the '90s called Knockout, where basically, dude, like teenagers will be walking down the street and they would just sucker punch random people. Well, this is like Knockout 2.0. This fucking dude was going around shooting motherfuckers, and sadly, he killed somebody. All right, so I mean, there you go. And it happened in New York, and if correct me if I'm wrong, New York has some pretty strict gun laws, right? So how's that working out? Yeah, it's a sad story. It was all over the news. I believe we have to fail to get back up, fall to get back up. Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm with you 100%, Willow. You know, and I think what it's gonna take is it's gonna hit home, and you know, right now the cities are pretty much just out of control. They're danger zones. You know, I spend a lot of time in the city. I see it. Um, and at some point, that shit's gonna start pouring outside of the cities. And why do I say that? Because look at all the businesses right now. They're picking up and they're leaving the cities. You know, you got big businesses that are just closing down and saying, fuck this, it's too dangerous to operate a business in a city. Like Walmart, for instance, you got some supermarket chains that are closing up, packing up, right? And they're leaving the cities because they're robbed and getting looted, right? And in the cities, right? To live and all that fun stuff, right? And then that's what I mean about it hitting home. And at some point, you got to think people are going to get fucking fed up and they're going to start fighting back, right? And I believe, going to what you're saying, well, I believe we have to fall to get back up. Once it starts hitting home like that and it starts pouring out into the suburbs and into the rural areas, people are going to be like, you know what, fuck this, we handle shit differently out here. We, you know, judged by 12 and carried by 6, right? I mean, that's a good model that I go by. Jim Shady. I hate to say it, but I honestly think America of the real SHTF. Cynthia says, it seems like this world is coming to an end. Our whole world is changing. I see it changing. People don't seem to care about anything but themselves. Well, it goes back to the point where we lost our identity, you know, and we have to get back to that. We have to get back to following the Constitution. Let's start there, right? I mean, I don't know if anybody. I did a pre-record the other day, I don't know how many of you caught it. But speaking of the Constitution, I was talking about the hardware that I picked up, and I live in Rhode Island, but I spend a lot of time in Massachusetts, and I learned very recently that I'm not allowed to carry my hardware up there. So basically, I got some fat ass politician or politicians that are dictating to me that I can't have the ability to protect myself. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned, because the shit that I see, all right, and the kind of people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, I beg to differ. I hear that, Willow. Yeah, and I think that's where people are gonna start to realize, like, hey, it's time to take shit back. Because there's only so much that people are going to be putting up with. I mean, you're seeing the criminals pretty much running rampant, doing whatever the hell they want, hurting whoever the hell they want. Okay, they don't care. They're not being punished for it. Okay, the justice system, in my opinion, is a joke. All right, I'm part of the justice system every day. I see it firsthand. All right, the amount of people that come in to prison, get released, and then I see them 6 months later. It's incredible. There's no accountability anymore. Okay, and you got everyday law-abiding folks like us that are trying to do the right thing every day, and we're the ones getting victimized for it. We're the ones suffering for it. All right, we're the ones that are walking down the street while some fucking dickhead on a moped is popping off shots at us. Okay, that could have been any one of us. Right? We'll go back to that major subway story out of New York. All right, you know what I'm alluding to. The gentleman that was on the subway that I'll call it, put him in a restraint hold, and the guy lost his life, right? And now he's being charged for it. He's being charged for murder for it. All right. While this guy that he ended up restraining and taking his life, unfortunately, he ended up having a rap sheet a mile long. All right. All right. It's twisted. It's backwards. It's upside down. The game is rigged. Whatever you want to call it, folks. All right. And it's going to get to the point where people are just going to throw their hands up and say, fuck this. All right. I have a fundamental right to protect myself. All right. I have a personal responsibility to protect myself. All right. If I'm getting robbed, if I'm getting beat up, if I'm getting fucking whatever, if somebody's trying to rape me or murder me, I'm not going to dial 911 and sit back and wait for the fucking cops to show up. I'm going to take care of. I'm going to take the matters into my own hands, because it's my life. All right. It's going to be my loved ones that are going to be staring down at me, dead in a fucking casket. Okay. It's not going to be some fat ass politician that has no fucking clue. All right. That made up some bullshit rule. All right. That's going to be coming and feeling sorry for me and feeling that pain. It's going to be my family. So yeah, you bet your ass I'm going to take that matter into my own hands to protect myself, because it is my right. And it is my responsibility. Teens down here looting cars and pew each other. Yeah, it's all over. I mean, go to any city. Well, I mean, it happened. Any capital. Pick any city in the country. All right, Providence, Rhode Island, right up the road. All right, about a 40-minute drive south of here. All right, it's happening right now as I sit here and speak. They let killers loose on the street, then try to take yeah. Well, Jim, I saw you comment on that last pre-recorded video I made, so you know my story. And it happened to me, Yet these clowns are getting their hands on whatever they want, whenever they want, but we have to jump through hoops and hurdles to get that hardware. In my opinion, 2A is the only thing that is pretty much keeping this country afloat, right? So, some shit. I am 911. I like that. Ain't it funny how everything we learned was going to happen in Sunday school is now front page news? Yeah, it's sad. Sandy says Family Dollar just closed there. Yeah, businesses suspect that they've had it. They're closing down. They're moving to safer areas so they can conduct their business. So, all right, folks. Does anybody have anything else to add before I wrap this? Anything going on in your areas that you want to talk about? Any questions? I appreciate everybody being here. All the usual suspects, I appreciate your support. My goal is just to get the message out, share whatever information that comes across, get it out there, give you my opinions on it, and just hang out, shoot the shit, Yeah, it was a good chat tonight. No notes again, just very casual. So hey, I like it. Yes, Andy, they did. All right, and that's an excellent point. You can go back to that, and for those of those people that say, "Oh, that's not going to happen," it did happen. It happened back in 2005 during Hurricane Katrina down in Louisiana. All right, and all those people that got ferried over to the Superdome there. Their makeshift FEMA camp, whatever you want to call it, where they were getting raped and murdered. Nah, I'm all set. I'm all set with the FEMA lines. I'm all set with anybody coming and trying to take my shit. That's not going to happen. But yeah, folks, hey, listen, I'm glad you guys were here tonight. It was a good chat. And you all have a safe week, and I will catch you next Monday night, 9 p.m. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.